Hello everyone, this is Alex back again. As you know, the coronavirus pandemic is currently happening. Not quite sure how I would explain it, but yeah, it is affecting about 150 countries worldwide. Well, that's countries that have infected people, but it's affecting every country basically, because of trade, restrictions on trade now, all that. Yeah. School has been cancelled for the last week of term in my home state of Victoria. Yeah. And this video is mainly going to be sort of Christian / philosophy oriented, sort of. It's confusing. We'll go through it as throughout the video, but I'd like to share a few verses. Well, not really a few verses, just stuff. Sort of about things that are explained in the Bible and that can be used to explain things today as well. Basically, there's a few verses. You shouldn't really worry. The Bible says in Matthew 25 through to 34 that to not worry, do not worry. It says. So I'll read the first. I'll read some of the verses. I'll stop when I feel like stopping. Yeah. Okay, so therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Okay, that seems like a very good passage. That wasn't the whole passage. That was just Matthew 6:25 to Matthew 6:26. So that was verse 25 and 26 of Matthew chapter 6. Basically, just says, do not worry. The only thing to really worry about at the moment is if we enter any sort of recession or anything. But that is, I would say, probably at the moment sort of maybe might happen, but if it does, at the end of this, we'll probably have quite a big boom in all the affected industries again, which will help the economy. So yeah, I was also going to where did I put my laptop? I will be back in a sec. Okay, hello, back everybody. Okay, now, yeah. I've got the stock market pulled up at the moment on my computer, and let's have a look. This is just the current figures as of today at about 4 p.m. This is the 23rd of March. It's about 6 o'clock at the moment, but most recent is update. It's been at 4 o'clock. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently trading at, I'm not quite sure if it's just points or dollars, but I'll just put it as points. 19,211.67 points per. That's the Dow Jones, which is also known as the industrial average. But yeah, we can't really get accurate from that, so we'll go to all ordinaries, which is currently at 4,564 points. Okay, so at the moment the stock market has taken quite a large hit. Let's have a look over the past year. Yes, it has fallen very far since basically 19th of February. It just plummeted, and yeah, plummeted basically about 10,000 points, the Dow Jones average, which does not sound good. And let's see, let's have a look. Okay, so it isn't quite as bad as the Great Recession yet, but it is a very dire time, really. Basically, a lot of things are going to become quite a bit more expensive, but I think everything's actually probably starting to normalise right about now in terms of supply. And because with economics, and I've only got really basic knowledge of economics, you've got supply and you've got demand. Basically, if the supply is lower than the demand, you can't have problems. The supply is higher than the demand, you're not going to have, well, you'll still have sort of problems, depending on if the item's expirable or not. But that's a whole different story. Basically, if there's more supply than there is demand, the supply gets a lot cheaper. If there's lower supply than demand, the supply gets a lot more expensive. Yeah, at the moment it's starting to normalise actually. Well, in Australia, we've been very fortunate to have a very competent government, well, very able government. They have done quite a lot, a lot of spending, probably about 300 or 400 billion dollars have been injected into the economy, which is a lot. It's probably one of the biggest spending sprees our government and parliament in general has ever been on. But we're doing a lot better than some other countries, namely the UK. Man, UK has not been doing too much. The only major thing they've done is shut down some schools. Not all of them. But countries like Australia, and just to tell you guys, I got a new. Let's just step off that topic for a second. I've had this. I'm not using my computer, as you can see, for camera anymore. I'm using a camera that I've had for about half a year now, but I need a tripod for it, and I got a tripod, and then I lost the SD card, so I need to buy a new one. But got this camera now, which hopefully is a lot better. Not quite sure if it will be better in terms of resolution, but it's the same camera I use for summer carnival videos. Okay, now said that. Okay, let's move the camera over to there, and okay, so that's zoomed all the way out. Okay, as you can see, there's Australia over there. Doing quite well. Not really doing too bad. We're doing quite well compared to other countries like America and the UK there. Basically, we were one of the first countries to be prepared for the coronavirus outbreak, which started in China. Let's get up here. I'm not quite sure if you can. Let's see. Yeah, there's Wuhan. Oh, I don't think you'll be able to see on there like that. That's just too blurred, too close there. Let's zoom out all the way, and then let's see. Okay. Yep, you can see Wuhan there. I'm not quite sure if you can quite make it out, but it is right there. That's where the coronavirus outbreak started, and spread quite quickly across China. Some of the first countries to be affected were countries with borders with China and strong political ties with China, like Australia, Japan, South Korea, India, Iran, United States, and also I think France as well. And then Italy and Iran got very heavily infected, and the coronavirus is actually dying down in China at the moment, but in Iran and Italy it has been devastating, just really devastating. Yep. And in Australia we've got about 1,500 or 1,600 active cases, I think. Yeah. Yeah, in Italy they've got heaps of active cases, same in Iran. China, a lot of recoveries there actually. They've been really good with the way they've handled the coronavirus in China. But it has, yeah, hopefully we can get more recoveries. Out of basically about 1,500 cases in Australia, only 46 people have recovered so far, which is not really that good. We need to get on top of that quickly, because we need more recoveries than we need more new recoveries than infections. Canada also was one of the first countries infected, and they did really well too, shutting their border off with the United States. Another heavily infected country is Brazil. I'm not quite sure how they're doing at the moment. And a lot of these Central African countries, like the DRC and the CAR, have actually not really had that many infections yet. But that's what they're saying. That's just the stats. We don't know quite sure, because those countries have a lot of very remote areas that can't really get in contact with the outside world that much. So yep. But this is a hard time for everybody around the world. Where I'm from, in my hometown, yep, we don't have any infections here quite yet, but you never know what happened. Not quite sure. Can you guys see my face there? Yep, I think you can. I'm not quite sure, because the screen's on the other side. Come on. Okay, so I was thinking I might as well pray for just some of the countries and people that are going through these hard times, and you're welcome to pray. Sorry guys, yeah, this camera only records 10 minutes at a time. Didn't realise I went over the 10-minute limit there, but so sorry about that. But as I was saying, I'm going to pray for some of the countries and peoples that are affected by the coronavirus, and you're welcome to pray along with me as you're watching this video, or just pray in the comments below. And yep. Okay, so dear God, I pray that all the people who are currently affected by the coronavirus all the people that are currently infected by the coronavirus can recover, and all the people that are affected by the coronavirus can help the infected recover, and just show their support as well. And even people that aren't affected or infected, show their support and I know it's a troubling time, but I hope you'll be able to help us through troubling times that have hit this nation and this planet as a whole, and hopefully after this we have a new understanding for each other, and we'll be able to work together even better to stop this from happening again in the future. And I pray for the families who are currently struggling watching their loved ones battling this illness, and I pray for the families who have lost their loved ones to this illness, as it has killed many people around the world. And I just pray you'll help us all get through this as not just a planet, but as one people, united. Amen. Okay. Yep, you can leave your prayers down in the comments as well. Even just visit your local church if you want. Yep. Churches in Australia have been banned. Services have stopped in all churches in Australia as a result of the Australian government's latest restrictions. Basically, all non-essential public gatherings have been disbanded. Or non-essential public services have been disbanded. That includes bars. What bars? I mean pubs and bars. The only things left open in Australia at the moment, allowed to stay open, are supermarkets, hospitals. What else? Supermarkets, hospitals. I believe there's more. Supermarkets, hospitals. I'm not quite sure what else there was. Basically, all non-essential services have been shut down, and yeah, for the time being. Schools in Victoria have been shut. No schools. No school for the last week of term, and they'll be reviewing that decision during the holidays, seeing if school should resume at the end of school holidays. That's in Australia at the moment. I'm not quite sure what's happening in other parts of the world. In America, I believe schools have been shut across a multitude of states. Yeah, I'm a bit worried about America because I've got a few friends in Washington State. That was one of the hardest hit states in America by the coronavirus. So I'm praying for them a lot. They'll probably be watching this video. If they are, well, hello, and I hope you're doing well. Let's see. But yeah, hopefully this only lasts a few months and not a few years. So I will see you guys all later. I'll be putting out videos as often as I can, mainly because there'll be a lot more people watching YouTube at the moment, as well as Netflix and Disney Plus and Stan. That's one thing that some companies will come out very well during this whole thing, because there'll be a lot more people watching. Basically, streaming services. There'll be a lot more people signing up to streaming services. Yeah, because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, a lot of people have gone into self-isolation, basically just locking themselves in their houses. And that has been the suggestion of the Australian government. The Australian government was not very pleased with some stuff that happened over this weekend. Basically, I think Friday, Bondi Beach was packed with about 1,000 people, way over the 500 limit that Bondi Beach had, way over, and the government was not very pleased, not at all. So Bondi Beach and a lot of other famous beaches around Australia, especially New South Wales and Victoria, have been closed to the public and to private as well. Basically closed to everyone. Yeah. A lot of things have been closed down. Basically, it's almost a worldwide lockdown, sort of. 2 states in Australia have actually closed their borders: Western Australia and South Australia. And I would say Northern Territories are closing its borders too, I think, as well as Tasmania. Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales and the Australian Capital Territory have not officially closed their borders as of yet, but it'll probably be happening, I would say, sometime soon. Yeah, but Victoria is the only state so far to have shut down schools. So yeah, that is what's happening. You'll probably just basically expect a video tomorrow. If there's no video tomorrow, it's probably because I'm busy doing something else. But there will probably be a video at least once every 2 days. Well, there'll be a video at least once a day, or maybe twice a day if I get around to it. But yep, a lot of them will have Christian themes. If you aren't a Christian, you might not want to watch it. Or you might just be interested to watch it. Basically, just watch it if you want to. I don't really mind what videos you watch. I just do this for fun, really. Well, it's not really fun, this video. Yeah, this video wasn't meant to be fun. It was meant to be sort of a bit just informative, sort of. Yeah. But there will be fun videos. I will not be doing boring or just serious videos all the time. I'll be doing a lot of fun videos, but I'm not quite sure what fun videos I'll do yet, because there's not much to do. All these videos, or most of these videos, be set inside. So I will see you guys all later.